So let's come back to Don. But Don, there's a pajama. It happens to me, and I'm on
I
every
can't
single
stand
day.
it.
The computer has a life of its own. So the pajama trend, I travel by, I'm at the airport every 2 weeks. I see it all the time, especially if you're taking an early morning flight. Dirty looking wrinkled sweats. I mean, you could tell the person there's no makeup, the hair's a mess. They literally rolled out of bed and caught an
Yeah.
Uber and they're catching their flight. What is it that there's just no sense of self-respect in public like that?
I don't know. I was honestly so excited that it might have been true that they had this ban. Of course, it wasn't. But yeah, I think that there's just been this like, over the last like 5 years or so, everything has gotten a lot more comfortable. Wearing really casual clothes, and it's just taken to the extreme where we're putting pajamas on for the air. Literally, like you said, rolling out of bed in their pajamas. And I think people are still looking for this comfort. They're tired, their days are long, and they have probably been working from home a lot. So there's also that, which I think has caused a lot of it too. That so many people are so used to the comfort of home that they felt like they don't need to get dressed up at all. And you have to reconsider. You're going into the airport, there are a ton of people, you know, you have to pull yourself together in some way. And I have a lot of simple ways to do that you can still feel comfortable. It can still feel like your pajamas. Honestly, some of the clothes, if you want to wear them to bed the night before, wake up in them and go to the airport. If it's still like a matching set that you just picked up, maybe you can do that if you want to roll out of bed that way.
But it's got to be Dawn approved casual wear, right? Otherwise, you can tell right away, unfortunately. I mean,
Yes,
I've seen
I
people
would.
stock.
I know, horrible. If you go back in time to the airports, people used to love to get dressed up. It was a thing to be dressed up, to look nice. It was like, they were presenting themselves in a certain way. And now it's just taken this downfall. And I think you can really start with really nice loungewear. There's so many different brands. And I don't mean you need to go to these big, like huge stores that are selling sweatpants for $100, although I'm not against that. But I think you don't have to spend that way. You can still go to some of the more local stores or places like online, where there's a lot of places that you can shop for loungewear that is super soft and comfortable. Make sure maybe it's a matching set. That always helps you look a little bit more elevated. Think about the shoes that you're wearing. If you do want to wear sneakers, do a sleeker pair, something that doesn't look like a really big chunky style or anything that's too dirty. Try to find something that looks nicer than just a typical sneaker. I think those are good ways to start, good places to start. And then if you really want to take it to the next level, layering outerwear is such a good way. If you need to keep, your very comfortable clothes underneath, pick a coat that looks nice that you can wear over it. So you're kind of not showing it. It looks a little bit more stylish. Put a pair of sunglasses on. It'll really help you help your look kind of stand out a little bit and look a little bit more elevated. So those are just a few. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, but those are just some to start.
Yeah, I mean, look, just a quick anecdotal story. I can remember when I did radio 40 years ago, 40 plus years ago, there was a young guy who was an intern for us, and he said that he had to go to court that day to fight a ticket. And on his t-shirt, I'm not kidding, it had a middle finger and it said, "That's right, F you." And I'm not kidding. That kid was like 18,
No.
whatever. And we were teasing him on there. So you're going to go before a judge with that? And he had this, very idealistic 18-year-old. Well, it shouldn't matter what I'm wearing. Yeah, but the
Oh,
judge is
that
a human
is.
being and has eyes. So it turns out not only did he get the points, he got the ticket, he had to pay the full fine. I had something about a month later. I went in a suit because I usually dress up for work. And I
Right.
didn't dress just for court, and it was thrown out. So I pointed
Oh,
out that the way you present yourself makes all the difference in first impressions. Law aside, people are human. They make a first impression. That's very important,
it,
right?
it's so true. It's really true. And you're looking at a huge audience of people in an airport, and you're in the airport around people. You're getting on an airplane around people. You're getting off into another airport around people. And the eyes, whether you want to believe it or not, they're looking at you, and you're probably drawing terrible attention if you're wearing something that looks really slummy and not put together. And people are going to judge you. Unfortunately, you get judged by how you look. That's the first impression. That's how it goes. And so pulling yourself together really does matter. It's going to make you feel good too. I always say that. I'm like, besides other people caring about what you look like, it matters how you feel. You know, when you put nicer clothes on and you feel like you're walking through the airport looking a little bit more styled and not frumpy, you're going to feel good wherever you're going to get to. You're going to feel better about going there. And, hopefully it's a vacation. But it does matter, how you put your stuff together and what you look like. There was a flight attendant who recently posted on TikTok, and she gave a tip about, this is a little bit funny. She said it's important to think about what you're wearing, because you also don't know what type of things are happening on the airplane, to the airplane seats, how dirty they can be. So she's like, put a nice pair of pants on, make sure your legs are covered, and consider that too is a big thing.
Very good advice. The founder of livetheglamour.com, that's glamour with an O-U-R, Don Del Russo. Thank you as always for joining us this morning. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you. You too.